And welcome back to the TSF Entertainment Channel. It is your boy Retro CG in the building. I'm back. Joined by my brother in arms, Mr. DJ Fresher Highness. What's up, brother?
What's going on, bruh? What's going on with you?
Ain't nothing much with you. How was your week?
It was a little rough, but I get through it as usual.
Yeah, I understand, bro. I understand. All right, well, we're here. We're at season 2. Was Power Book 4 Force, season 2, episode 4. And I'm like, damn, we're on episode 4 already? Like, wow, we're moving right along. All right, so the name of the episode is The Devil's in the Details. All right, first thoughts.
It wasn't bad. Some stuff was a little predictable. Some of the acting was kind of atrocious.
I thought it was just me.
Yeah, some of the acting in this joint, I was just like, was y'all rushing to film this episode or something? Cause it just ain't sound good. It ain't sound like no good acting.
The acting wasn't given this episode, so I agree with you on that. I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with the intro real quick, and we will be back to break down this episode. And we are back. Shout out to the members that are coming on in, hitting the chat up. What's good, DeMarcus? He says this was a solid episode. This episode was a solid 8. What's up, Miss Sharon?
What's going on, Miss Sharon?
Man, you surprised me with that episode. What a solid 8, DeMarcus. For me, it was a 6.
With that.
Yeah, it was a 6. I got it right here in my notes. Episode 4 was a 6.
What's up, Jeremiah? That episode was much better than the first 3. Possibly.
Okay, I got a few new faces. What's up, Jeremiah? Nior. Hey, what's good, everyone? Y'all come on in. Let's talk about it. All right, so Fresh, you want to go ahead and kick off? Because I got a bunch of notes. I got questions today, guys. I got questions. Maybe y'all can help me get these answers.
Get right into it.
Jenard is gone. Jenard,
that man down bad.
He down real bad.
Like, your man done went from smoking, snoring, now he doing H. He gone. He just down bad, yo. Like, just when the episode came on, he drooling and everything. And it did. So I had a feeling he was gonna see what's his name? Lil X? Was it Lil X?
Lil K.
Lil K. I don't know why I think Lil X. Unalived. Didn't that happen in the episode in one of the powers? Where they kept saying flashbacks of the person they unalive?
I think what we're seeing here is it safe to say that this is Jenard's first body? Because he's got that first body reaction. Like, this is his first body that he's had. And not only is it his first body, but it's like a member of his crew, whatever. So he's kind of haunted by what he's had to do, but forced to do by Tommy. Jeremiah, it's not that we don't necessarily like Force, because I think Force is actually one of Fresh's favorite installments of Power. For me, it's like, it's okay. It's okay, but I think the issue that I have with Force is the casting. It's the casting, it's the pacing, it's the writing for me. Because for this to be Tommy's show, I expected it to be a little bit more like OG Power. OG Power, we're used to seeing capers. We finally got our first caper last week with Diamond or I think it was a week before last with Diamond and Tommy when they took the product. Yeah. I'm used to seeing those type of things in the Power universe. The pacing here is it's kind of all over the place with the writing. And then as far as the acting is concerned, the actors, they just, I don't know. We'll get more into that.
That's what I thought too, DeMarcus. I was just about to say. I thought Jenard caught a couple in the first episode. I mean, first season. My bad, first season.
Yeah, but he just act like, I don't know. He's weird. I mean, part of that could be the fact that he's into his own product. He's into everybody else's product. And maybe it is guilt. Maybe that's exactly what it is. Maybe he's hallucinating and he's kind of riddled with guilt because he had to take out one of his own men. And the fact that everybody's punking him right now. Tommy's punking him. Herkovich is punking him. His own crew's punking him. His brother don't punk him. It's like right now he's down bad. His back is up against the wall. He really ain't got no, and it doesn't help. He really doesn't have any allies, and it really don't help his case in it because he's down bad on his product.
Yeah, he's super down bad on the product. I always forget this damn detective name, but as we can see, he already got some leads, and the first person, of course, they looking for is Tommy. Matter of fact, I'll say it once we get there. Because this picture just resonated with. Once we get to that scene, I'll say it. Like I'll ask that question because I got a question about this right here, where he said he want eyes on Tommy and some other things. So when we get to that scene, then I ask the question about this. But it was weird in the scene how his wife was missing from this particular scene. It was almost like he was the one that was running the whole task force and it was supposed to be her.
Well, he kind of is, so to speak, because remember she kind of wanted him to be the lead investigator for the task force.
Because they have a new showrunner, they're getting rid of that season 1 story.
Jeremiah, that makes a lot of sense. And because I can actually see it, because I think I even mentioned it last week that the season 2 doesn't seem parallel to some of the events that happened in season 1. We do have a continuation of some of the season 1 storyline, but I do get that feel that we're going in a different direction as far as the show itself, its pace and its storyline. So I agree with that. If that's the case, it's evident because it definitely seems like the storyline is being retooled.
What up, Xavier? Shanti told you not to take out Lil K. I mean, that could be it as well as to why he's hallucinating like that.
So I got this actually in my notes right here. Maria and Tommy go out for their driving lesson. She seems to be less defensive than she was when she initially met Tommy. So she seems to be warming up to Tommy a lot. And, obviously we see what direction this is going in. But of course, we already know this is going to be Tommy's downfall right here.
Tommy's downfall immediately.
Yep.
I just still got questions. It was just like out of, you told him off jump, like, nah, don't want to be bothered. My brother, this.
Yep.
Like, you need to stay away, etc. But then you hit him up and like, yeah, okay, I'll take them driving lessons. Like, I'm just like, yo, like, what's the end game? Because I feel like there's an end game somewhere with this.
Or is she working him over? Because going back to Jeremiah's comment right here, she's going to probably end up finding out that he stole that work. But a part of me kind of wonder is all of a sudden the temperature changed because she was kind of hostile, dismissive, like, no, I don't want to deal with anyone that work with my brother. You sell work, so yeah. And then what happened to the old dude at the hospital, right? So is she really working him over? Is this a side plot between her and Miguel? Because we kind of feel like Miguel was suspicious of Tommy and Diamond about the missing work. So is he using her to see if she can confirm whether or not he stole that work? So part of me feel like she's working him over.
Yeah, that's the same way I feel.
Old Walter. Paulie offers to go talk to Dublin. He was going to offer to go talk to Doyle about buying Walter some time because he got money problems and he can't pay his toll. Walter told Paulie that he stayed on his 2 feet and not on his knees. He paid what he owed. So right here, we already gonna see later on in the episode what's going to end up happening with this. But Walter is so consumed with his pride and being number one in these streets that he can't look a gift horse in the mouth. Like, I get it, but Paulie was offering to go talk to Dublin on behalf of you, so it's not necessarily you going begging for an extension or whatever the case may be. You ain't got the money to pay the tax.
You ain't had the money. It's like, bro, it's almost like you just, I guess maybe you want to go out in the blaze of glory. Because I'm just like, bro, you don't pay Dublin, what they going, what they're gonna do to you. So it's like, why not let Paulie try to go like, yo, let me smooth things over, etc. And it's just like that ego, man, that ego. And it's kind of crazy because Vic been saying his pride, his ego won't let him.
So it's funny y'all should say that, because in this scene right here when they were in the car, she mentioned something about Kendall and the driving lessons, because she said Kendall said that I don't need to be on the road, I might kill somebody or unalive somebody. And Tommy was like, let's not talk about Kendall or whatever. So it's almost as if they've had a discussion about Kendall off camera that we haven't seen, because like her and Kendall broken up now, or they are item to begin with. They really didn't give us too much substance in there other than us seeing the scene of them at the hospital, and that was it. So it's like a missing scene here between this whole Kendall situation, because we don't know what happened to Dr. Kendall.
It probably ended up getting edited out. And it's crazy that you said that. When I heard Kendall, I wasn't thinking of him. I was thinking of a girl, but I should have put two and two together when he said, let's not talk about Kendall.
Yeah, Kendall was the dude at the hospital. I don't know if he was a nurse or a doctor. I think he might have been a doctor or something.
He was a doctor.
Yeah. What is up with Paulie's son? They talked about him in this episode, so we're most likely going to see him before the season ends. We're going to end up seeing him.
When she walked in, I thought that boy told her something else. That's what I thought. Because she walked in hostile. Like, she walked in with hostility. She
walked in with attitude.
Yeah, she ain't walk in like, thank you type. What's going on, Really B?
What's up, Really B?
Like that. She walked in with like hostility. So I was like,
yeah, she walked in like, who Diamond? Where Diamond
at? What this little dude told his mom about Diamond, man? Well, I figured maybe she knew about his past and was gonna be like, yeah, nah, I want you to stay away from my son.
So we meet Gianna, I believe her name was, which is Leon's mom. She comes in initially with a little bit of attitude or whatever. Then she sized Diamond up and she found out who Diamond was, who oddly enough, he introduced himself by his real name. And basically she came to thank him for, taking up time with her son or whatever the case may be. Is it safe to say that's going to be Diamond's new love interest?
More than likely. Yeah, you can see from right here. So more than likely, yeah, that's probably going to be.
But the better part of the question is going to be, once she find out who he really is she going to be down? Is she going to be a rider? Or is she going to want to take her and her son and get far away from him? So it's going to be interesting to see how she reacts to finding out that he in the streets.
I think her son is going to be the one where he's going to want to get out, because it's almost like he got a soft spot for her son. So I think like he going to kind of be 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the streets.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Yeah, I was going to speak on that, Jeremiah, once we got to that particular scene, because I was thinking that exact same thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that that's gonna be Diamond's new love interest. Yo, this right here, these FBI agents, yo, she got this big ass lens on this camera, yo. And I'm like, yo, can you be more obvious? And then y'all in a cop car. It'd be different if y'all was in like a regular car or whatever, but y'all in a cop car and y'all talking about, you think he made us? Like, come on, man. Tommy should have been on peep game by now. This is the second, third time we don't seen them posted up watching Tommy, and they ain't picked up on the fact that these are cops.
So here's my question, and this is what I was getting to. So from that earlier scene, you said you wanted eyes on Tommy. She didn't put a track on the Mustang. That's right, lifted the fingerprint. But anyway,
yeah.
How did y'all even know Tommy didn't have that Mustang no more.
Right? How y'all know he in that Tacoma? I said the same thing.
That's when I saw that he was like, I want eyes on Tommy. So I wasn't thinking nothing of it. And I was like, man, they're gonna be on a manhunt for that damn. And all of a sudden, you just miraculously is able to find him in this pickup truck now. That especially when he been driving that damn blue Mustang all over the city since season 1, and nobody could spot him. But now y'all easily able to spot him. So that's why I was like, I couldn't figure that out, like how they were just able so quick to find out immediately where he was at,
especially since they didn't show us. Well, I guess they kind of did show us Tommy getting the truck, but you're right. They shouldn't know that. They should be still looking for him in the Mustang. I agree, especially since the picture that they just showed him talking about we want eyes on Tommy or whatever. They showed him in the Mustang.
Going to the Mustang. So,
yeah.
Got a question for you, because when I watched this scene several times and I still can't figure it out. So my question is, do you think she was just horsing around, like, because remember after this she's speeding and then they hit them train tracks and she hit the speed to go to train tracks. So my question is, do you think she was just messing around, like, to test Tommy to see like how if he is, or if she saw that cop car in the rearview mirror behind them and realized it but didn't say nothing, and that's why she hit the gas?
I think so too. That goes back to me. And my initial theory is she working him over? I'm not saying she working with the feds, no. But what I'm saying is she a street chick, or at the very least, she owned for the fact that her brother is on, her grandma is on, or whatever the case may be. So, because the lady that was taking the picture, she honestly felt like they had saw her.
Yeah.
So I thought that same thing too. That, you know, did she notice in the rearview mirror the police when she sped up and didn't say anything about it?
Yeah, because I was just like, I was like, yeah, that
would be good writing if that would have been the case. If that's the case, that's good writing.
Very good writing.
Because it left me with that same impression.
Plus, I knew when they got in the parking lot, I was like, man, she can drive. I was like, anybody, I can tell you right now, you trying to learn how to drive a stick, you ain't about to learn that easy.
And that fast.
And that fast. In that truck.
Listen. Jenard
I give credit to dude. I don't know his name.
Raheem. His name Raheem.
I give credit to Raheem. Raheem is one of the most loyal dudes. Because in that scene right there, I would have been like, bruh,
I'm out.
I'm out. You not about to get me knocked off because you out here, we breaking this joint down with baby powder.
Baby powder.
Like, you not about to get me knocked off with the Serbs, Miguel, none of that, because you can't handle your business. Nah, I would have been like, I'm out, bro. I don't care. You can call me whatever you want. I'm out. Like, you about to get us killed out here. About to get us unalive.
So DeMarcus seems to think that Maria did see the cop car and is playing Tommy because Agent Hartwig and Agent Vargas saw them. The way they shot that scene is almost as if that is how it was, because Tommy was all into her, and you know, with her being kind of apprehensive to learn to drive, I would just think that she was looking in the rearview mirror and maybe was solid and made the cop car. Yeah. So I feel that same way as well. Yeah. Jenard gets a text from Merkovich saying that his payment is due today and he ain't got the funds. He low on funds, he low on product, he low on workers. That's what he was pressing Raheem to be out there in the street, pressing on the guys to try to move the product and get some more, because you know they're losing members left and right. What, this is their third one they don't lost?
Yeah.
But then some of them falling off. So at this point, not only is he low on product, he can't even re-up the product. He don't got the funds to re-up the product, and he still got to pay his tax to the Serbs, so he down bad all the way around.
Shoot, he still ain't paid Miguel. Remember, he gave the Serbs the money he had for Miguel. He gave to the Serbs.
Kobe Reviews Podcast. Welcome in. I was going to talk about that because that was one of the things that I was frustrated about or mentioned in a previous review was that they got Tommy out here like he's some kind of super thug. You know?
Once we got to that particular scene, I was going to say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Say the exact same thing. Once we got to that scene, because I felt the exact same way. Oh, damn.
Tommy and Maria, they out spending the day, and like Tommy, you out here in these streets, you know. But at least I can say Tommy is aware of his surroundings, which that frustrated me right there too. Because how all of a sudden now you're aware and conscientious of your surroundings, but didn't pay attention to the fact that this is the second time the police got drop on you, and you ain't paying attention to that.
Not only that, Diamond told you don't mess with her. So if I'm gonna take you anywhere to teach you how to drive or hang out with you, you better believe the windows gonna be up and they're gonna be tinted. So, like, meanwhile, they got the whole front windshields down where everybody can just see them ride through the city like ain't nothing going on.
Xavier's so stupid. He said again, Jenard needs to give up the drug game and go apply for McDonald's and set up some type of payment plan. His drug game is a bust. It is a bust.
It showed that his brother was the brains.
Yeah, his brother is the brains. Not only is he the muscle, but he's the brains too.
He's the brains. And it
showed. So they out at the zoo or at a park or something.
Yeah,
they out and about or whatever. And Tommy clocks one of Rojas' boys watching them. You know, so Tommy's like alert, like, okay, this dude mean me some harm or whatever the case may be. So, you know, he break away from Maria and goes into the bathroom or whatever. And old boy come in behind him. He's like, yo, what's up? Why you following me or whatever? And of course, old boy, you know, let him know that he with Rojas crew and, you know, he came to, you know, try to take care of Tommy. Bad boo. Tommy beat the shit out of his ass in the damn bathroom and cut him up.
Bro, when he did him up, I was trying to figure out. I was like, "Yo, what kind of knife?" I was like, "That ain't no Rambo knife, like, bro." And I was like, "Second,
bro, he cut him up like he was cutting up a chicken, yo. He gutted him."
I was like, "You know how strong you gotta be to put the force to cut through like." Skin and flesh and bones and stuff. That joint was crazy. But the first thing when I saw that, I didn't even think of Rojas. I thought it was somebody from Miguel's crew.
Oh yeah,
that's what I thought because of the way. Like as soon as he saw him, he tried to have her like turn her back, so like he couldn't see who was it. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was somebody from Miguel's crew.
Yeah, you know that's another thing too, Xavier. You're right. Does he not realize? Well, speaking of Tommy, does he not realize that the police know that he's alive? Like at this point, Tommy, you know the feds are watching you. Whatever, it should click in your head that oh shit, they know I'm alive. You know, I might need to move a little differently or whatever. So Marshall and D-Mac, they meet up. You know, we hadn't seen Marshall since season 1 or whatever. You know, that's D-Mac best friend or whatever. And Marshall pretty much telling him what's happening out here in these streets. That, you know, treason is weak out here in the streets. They dried up. CBI running this thing or whatever. And it's your uncle and Diamond that's out here running this thing, you know. And we doing good out here on CBI. Of course, D-Mac gets frustrated because he know he want to make his own money. And, you know, being that Tommy is family, he feel like he should be put on. Or whatever, but even his homeboy tried to tell his stupid ass that, listen, bro, you don't got shot. Like, you know, you good. You in a good position. Like, you don't even have to be out here like that. You good.
That's bro. When he said that, I was like, thank you. I'm glad he was like, yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Like, nah, like, bro, you literally almost died. You don't need to be out here in these streets.
This ain't for you.
This ain't for you. Like, and the crazy thing about it is, he was like, D-Mac complaining. I'm like, bruh, if I was in the game, I would sit in the house and that's all I got to do is post what was that on TikTok, whatever it was, the caption.
Yep.
And I'm bringing in bread. As long as you give me a cut, I'll do that all day.
And you know Tommy paying him for that. You know, that's just another part of the operation. That's another angle to, you know, get the work sold or whatever. So you know Tommy breaking him off of that. It ain't like he doing the shit for free.
Yeah, nah. Yeah,
but it ain't the same. But you know what they're giving me here. You know what they're giving me here? A Tariq comparison.
Yeah. I
It's
felt
the
that.
same. It's the same formula. I want to be out here in the streets when you don't have to be. And when him and Tommy had that conversation, it reminded me of Ghost and Tariq. When Tariq was like, "Teach me the motherfucking game, Ghost," and Ghost was like, "I will unalive you myself before I let you go out here in these streets." It's the same comment that Tommy made to D-Mac. They're giving me Tariq vibes here.
Yep, I agree 100%. I felt that exact same way.
Also in this scene, we meet a new little shorty that Marshall was trying to holler at first, but obviously D-Mac been told to crush for the little girl for the longest. Her name is Genesis or whatever, and she looked like she might be one of those, the pretty girl out her crew of friends or whatever. So she's baddie. Everybody want her.
I could be wrong, DeMarcus Xavier. Y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought we saw Genesis in the first season.
Maybe we did.
And she just looked different now. Some of these Chicago drugs.
Same thing, DeMarcus. I was thinking the same thing. Is Genesis going to be the new Effie for Power, for Force? I was thinking the same thing.
I was thinking that same thing.
Is she going to be a rider? Is she going to be out here trying to sell work too? Yes, I was thinking the same thing about Genesis.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Yeah, because I was like, the way they keep trying to put this little love connection, it's going either that or she gonna end up getting unalive hanging out around D-Mac or something, and then that's gonna be something else that's gonna draw close in the task force going even more.
DeMarcus said she wasn't in season 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember her. But I kind of agree with what you're saying, Xavier. I do kind of feel like Tariq is better. He was better. But at the same time, Tariq actually had training. If it wasn't for his mentoring with Kanan, Tariq wouldn't have been as good as he was. But in comparison to Tariq and D-Mac, I give it off to Tariq.
Yeah.
When is this fool gonna learn? Like, you keep taking your ass over here to your sister, and she's playing you like a video game right now. She playing you. So he over there moaning and groaning about something.
Gloria.
Who knows? Gloria. Moaning and groaning about something. Whatever. And she basically telling him how stupid he is for thinking that he getting the drop on their dad. And she's like, he not. While you out here trying to dismantle him, why don't you pull up over to Gloria's place and see what he done to it? He'll turn Gloria. That's
not what I was expecting either.
That's not what I was expecting either. I thought he was in there running numbers or, like had a card game or something going. Or I don't know what I initially thought. I didn't expect it was going to be a strip club.
I thought he just shut it down and just had I don't know. I just thought he was shut it down, or that's where he was trying to move product out of or something.
But he was, because remember in season 1, the club was a front. It was really their club, but they were using Gloria somewhat as a front. They was doing their illicit business deals and stuff in the club or whatever. Remember, they would come in and shut her club down and pay her to go away type deal. So I just figured they had just continued that narrative that they're still moving weight and stuff about the club, and that they had taken it completely over since Gloria was unalive. Are you team Claudia? She is. You know what? She does kind of give a vibe of Rock a little bit because she's ruthless and she just don't care.
Yeah,
she don't care, and she gonna do whatever it takes to win.
At the same time, I still want her gone. So, I'm like,
yeah, I want her gone too, though. I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't team Claudia, but she playing her brother like checkers.
She playing. Yeah, she playing everybody.
She playing everybody. Now I can't say that she weaving this real good. Like, her bounce back game is good, because we thought that after she lost Dahlia, she was going to, go crawling back to her dad, try to get put on that way. But she let it be known real quick that I'm still go out here and make my play.
Yeah.
She does remind me of that too, DeMarcus. She do disrespect Vic, just like how Rock talked down to Lulu. Yep.
She sure do. I didn't even, you know what?
Yeah, she son him like that. She do.
He sure does.
He basically told him right here how stupid he was. So,
Straight to the face.
know how stupid he was.
She's also a huge manipulator.
Thanks, writers, for listening to me last week because I just asked about Seaman, whatever the hell his name is. I just asked where the hell he was at, and of course he pulled up begging for $50,000. And I'm like, bro, yo, I get it, but how you approach this man, this murderous drug dealer, how you approach this man on this, you better give me this money or else type is. I'm like, I even wrote it in my notes. I said Diamond should have hit Siemens just like he hit that bag. That's how he should have hit him. Like, Diamond will break you in half, bro. Like, calm down.
Literally how I should have hit him.
Yeah, he should have
literally how I should have hit him.
With the same amount of force and everything.
And this was a scene right here where it made Diamond look soft. And I get it. Diamond said he don't want to go the violence route no more, etc. or whatever, but it just made him look like super soft.
Well, what's making him look super soft is the fact that he's got this new probation officer and he has not yet come to terms with how he's going to deal with that. Me personally, I would have thought by now he would have activated Tommy to get rid of the problem for him since he can't do it himself. I would assume that he was going to tell Tommy to get rid of Steeman and to get rid of the parole officer, but he's trying to handle it a diplomatic way, whatever. And at the same time, this is his guilt. This is his burden that's hardest to bear. Yeah. Because he know that his product is the reason why old boy's sister is, fucked up in the hospital or whatever. So part of him he don't like the shakedown, but at the same time, part of him kind of feel guilty about what's happened to old boy's sister. So I think that's why he let him shake him down. But the situation with the parole officer, I just feel like he's challenged with that because he don't know how to deal with it. Where he should have just go ahead and get Tommy to go ahead and cancel Christmas.
Which, as you can see, Tommy pops up. Tommy pops up right in the same, like I said, which was like clockwork to me. Popped up right in the same. Another scene right here is where it kind of made Diamond look a little soft, like they supposed to be 50-50 partners, but Tommy was the one who looked like he the boss and Diamond is the worker. Like, you gonna do what I say, you gonna follow me, and this how it's gonna go, etc. I thought Diamond would be smart enough to tell Tommy in this scene, like, or the situation, like, hey, this is what's going on with dude, etc. or whatever. But I think probably at the same time he didn't tell him only because of how he handled the it's crazy how I forget these characters' names so fast. How he unalived the guy, what was it, episode 1, DeMarcus and Xavier, tell me the name. And it's crazy I forget their name so fast. I guess because they didn't Chewy. How he did Chewy so fast. So I guess that's maybe why he didn't tell him, because he knew probably as soon as he would have told him, Tommy would have just went, unalived him, took him out, or whatever. Or probably would have did something else, especially since all of us know the end and then know that he was a cop. So
I felt like Tommy came in too hot on that scene. Like, he came in too hot. What is he doing here? Did he ask you about a body? I'm like, Tommy, calm down, bro.
Oh, you know why? Probably because of he probably knew he was still a cop, and then I forgot he had just unalived the dude from the row house at the zoo. I didn't even think about that. So that's probably why he came in so hot. Like, I'm coming to holler at Diamond. Next thing I know, it's a cop in the shop hollering at Diamond. So I didn't even think that at all.
That's a good point, DeMarcus. Maybe Diamond will use his correctional officer to figure out a way to get rid of or at least lay a trap for him. And that's what I thought they were going to do, was set old boy up and put some work or something on him and get him caught up.
Still think Kendra will die and get rid of the time. Yeah, that would have been perfect to do. Vic spiraling out of control just as much as Jenard, but
yes, he is.
Not at the same whatchamacallit. He come in the joint, it done turned into a whole different type of bar, and immediately, like, your man just go off asking about Glorious, and in my head I'm thinking like, why would her picture be up in that type of establishment? Like, that's something totally different. What's going on in there? Why would it even be up? So, but yeah, he going down he going out bad just as much as Jenard is.
And just like his sister told him, while you out here ripping and running, what's happening up under your nose, you're not even paying attention to.
Not even paying attention to. What was this? Oh yeah, so this is the scene where Tommy and D-Mac. I feel like with this damn ice cream, like they trying to, I don't know what they doing, because this is what, like the second, like the fourth, because I think they did it twice in the last episode, and they did it with this again. Like, it's some type of significance with that ice cream, and I'm trying to figure it out.
It was because, remember when Kate came in from her meeting, and she was trying to make amends with Tommy, and he went down a list of things that Kate has done to him throughout the years that have left him disappointed. One of it was when they went to a trip to Coney Island one time, and he wanted that raspberry ice cream, and she had spent up all the money on drugs. So I guess that's her way of apologizing that she never got the opportunity to buy him the ice cream that he wanted. I guess that was the only thing that he wanted, was the ice cream. So now every time he sees the ice cream in the refrigerator, it's like Kate's way of saying, I'm sorry.
Okay, now that makes sense. I just felt like I just felt like it was more significance to it. Like, this was going to be a
That's the perfect emoji for bit 2, DeMarcus, that little clown.
Like it was gonna be something else.
Like it for real though.
Like it was gonna be something else. Like this was gonna show like Kate is gonna be unalive this season. That's why they keep showing that damn ice cream.
Yeah, I think that it's also, it's a plot device at the same time. It does go back to that conversation they had about Coney Island. But I also do think it's a plot device that, and then of course he's looking for Kate, and Kate's not there. Her and JP are out bonding, trauma bonding, or whatever. So I do feel like they are preparing us for Kate's goodbye this season.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I'm feeling that same way. As you can see, this was
they're
the
also
same
preparing Tommy for it too. I feel like they're preparing Tommy for it because Tommy, in Tommy's mind, Kate's always going to be there. Kate's always going to be this fucked up mom, but you know, it's my mom. But Tommy's going to lose his shit when he loses Kate.
Yeah, that's probably when he just going he gonna be down bad, and he probably just gonna be unaliving people left and right.
What's up, Lady V?
What's going on, Lady V?
But go back to that scene real quick though, Fresh, because basically in this scene right here is when they have the conversation. D-Mac is getting frustrated because he's tired of being cooped up in the house. He want to go back to his old life. He want to go out here and sell his work. Tommy pretty much told him, if I catch you out here on this corner hustling, I'll unalive you myself. Don't test your Uncle Tommy. Is this not the same conversation Ghost had with Tariq when he pulled that gun on Tariq and told Tariq, you think you're smarter than me? Don't play with me. It's the same threat.
Same threat.
So are they preparing us for D-Mac is going to be the one to end up take out Tommy? Is that what they're preparing us for? Because if they are about to stop this,
I don't think so. Just because of the ending of this episode. I think it's going to turn into like, remember
because of the ending of this episode is exactly why I feel that.
I mean, it could be, but I feel like at the same time it's going to turn into that, because remember how Tommy was close with Tariq. I feel like now it's going to turn into that. It's going to be that closer bond where, like, it's going to remind him of Tariq. So now, and especially the fact that he's actually family, he's going to be like on guard with him 24/7. Like, he's going to make sure like don't nothing happen to that boy as long as he's around.
I don't see it that way.
Because, I mean, because matter of fact, Alex Minaj, like, it would have to be in later seasons. It couldn't be.
Yeah, like, I don't think it's going to happen this season, but I think on down the road, as far as the writing progresses, I think that's one of the things that we see kind of common throughout Power is the people that are closest to the protagonist is the ones that usually end up leading to their downfall or them being unalive. We saw it with Ghost. We're seeing it in Raising Kanan right now with Rock. I think that they're preparing us for that. D-Mac is going to be the ultimate betrayal for Tommy.
I hope not, because I guarantee you, if that's the case, and I'll try to do a spinoff with D-Mac or whatever, I damn sure ain't watching that.
I think they're going to. I think as the seasons progress, I think we're going to see a more contentious relationship between Tommy and D-Mac, especially now because he's already starting to get a little resentful at the fact that they out here selling work and he's not being included. Same thing with Tariq. Tariq wanted to be in the family business so bad and they never would let him, which is why Tariq led Tariq to make the choices that he made because he was being kept out of the game. We're already seeing the same pattern of behavior with D-Mac. Him stealing the weapon.
Yep.
Him. It's the same. It's the same. It's the same DNA. It's the same DNA. It's cut from the same cloth.
Which was so stupid where he put that weapon like he wasn't going. I mean, that was the dumbest thing ever.
And why that scene with him and Marshall when he showed him the weapon in the backpack? Why did that remind me of Bel Air? It reminded me of Bel Air with Trey and Will so bad. I was like, oh, this is what's getting ready to happen. D-Back getting ready to get caught with this weapon, and he finna go down.
This scene annoyed me.
Yep.
Because I'm like, it's high noon, broad daylight, they're getting all the workers, etc., whatever. Tommy come around the corner. How y'all don't see that man over there in that corner?
And that's the main person y'all looking for. But I think they wanted him to see his people getting rounded up.
I mean, I get it, but you mean like, okay.
That was a message. Because remember when they told them to go round up the people, they didn't want them for anything other than to send a message, let them know that y'all being watched.
Okay.
In my mind, Marcus K has already gotten a letter from Diana.
Yeah. Okay. Now that makes sense. Because I'm sitting there like, how y'all see him? And all he did was put a hood on. I'm like, bruh, it's daylight. It's high noon outside. Like,
well, I think he's out of school right now. He's 16. But I think he's out of school right now due to the fact that he had been shot. So he's like out on a recovery or something. I don't know. He should be taking home classes or something. I don't know. But didn't Genesis say something about him the homegirl that was with Genesis saying that he had dropped out of school or something?
Yeah, that's what I thought she said. Like, don't be messing with no dropout. Like, that's what I thought. That's literally what I thought she said.
New York, I feel like they do need to give D-Mac some more character development. And maybe that's what they're attempting to do with the ending of this episode is to try to develop his character a little bit more. But I don't know. I get the vibes that we get a Tariq 2.0 situation. It's the same thing with Diana over there in book 2 with her betraying Monet. It's the same pattern of behavior where the kids are flipping on everybody and they're taking the lead.
I hope not, man.
I hope not either.
It's just going to be washing repaint.
Paulie pulls up on Duffy because I can't see him no more than Duffy from P-Valley. But Paulie rolls up on Doyle and basically, give him an envelope full of money. And he's basically saying that, Walter ain't going to ask for this, but I'm asking for it, because of the family and because, Walter need the extension or whatever. Can you buy him a little bit of time for him to get the money or whatever? And Doyle told him, listen, Walter wanted this. This is what Walter asked for. And it's Walter's responsibility solely, not yours. So are we setting ourselves up for Paulie's going to take over after Claudia and Vic unalive Walter? They think that they're going to take over the business. I think it's going to be Paulie that's going to end up taking over the business.
You know what? I was thinking that too, because I was thinking he's going to be the one that's going to say Paulie is in charge.
He's going to slide in. He already got the connections to Dublin and everything. And when Doyle explained that, when he broke that down about Walter being the one that is responsible for the debt and the tax, he asked to be the top guy in Chicago. So, it's his burden. It's not your burden. So I just get the feeling that they're setting us up that Paulie going to take over.
I thought they didn't allow non-Irish to run things.
Oh, that's a good point, Xavier.
That's a good point, but I mean,
They ain't gonna let Claudia take over either.
yeah, because I was like, at the same time, the way
They don't let
the way
women.
he told them, like, I got so much respect for you. Like, it almost seems like somewhere along the lines,
He could be his successor.
well, okay, well, wait a minute. Is he not now Irish? Because his sister, we still don't even know what his sister was, which was Walter's wife. So he might actually be Irish.
Yeah.
He might actually be Irish. He just don't have the accent or whatever.
I feel like it's there. I feel like he does have. It's just not as strong as Walters.
Yeah, because I was about to say Vic and Claudia don't have that shit. So, like,
Claudia wanted to take out Walter just like Tariq did Ghost and Tommy did Teresi. That could be, but I don't think they're gonna let Claudia take over either. I don't think that she gonna get it either because they don't let women do men work.
yeah, either they give it to Vic before they give it to Claudia. So
Yeah.
Claudia, no matter what. And I had another question about this. Was I got this picture. My question was, she's not in the life, so how did they know that was Miguel's sister?
They know that because they probably been think about it, they've been tailing Miguel for a minute, but they couldn't get the task force approved. So they've been they're aware of who their players are in town. Tommy was the only thing that they didn't know about. They knew about CBI, they knew about the Serb, they knew about all the major players in town. Tommy was the wild card that they couldn't figure out who he was rocking with. So, and because even the chick that was taking the picture, she said that, oh, that's Miguel's little sister. She's in the do not touch category. So they've been clocking them for a minute, but they just try to figure out how her and Tommy are connected now. Okay, they say Walter is Polish. Okay.
Walter said Paulie is Polish. Okay. I'll give it to y'all. Y'all got some great memories, cause
oh yeah, they be watching, yo.
Like, me and Retro will watch these episodes 2 to 3 times.
Yep.
And still not
it's
remember
still stuff. Yep.
Still messed up. Like,
that's why I don't took to a good old fashioned pen and paper.
I think what I'm about to start doing is I'm going to start watching them with the captions on, so I can.
That's
can
what I do
at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I do. I gotta make my notes
instead of just listening, because y'all be on game with.
Yeah, they be on point.
Y'all be on a game when they be coming to remembering all this stuff.
So we got an important scene here. This is an important scene. So AUSA Stacy and I can't remember old boy name either, her husband. They sitting there, they're talking about, Marco, yeah. The stakeout, and they getting the pictures and everything, and then dude comes in, one of the agent comes in and tell them about a couple that they picked up. That's the couple from season 1. Remember the episode where Vic and Tommy were trying to go move some work with the cokehead DJ?
Yep.
Fat Tony. So that's circling back around. So I love it when they do that, when they bring things back that happened in previous seasons and tie it into the current storyline. So we already know that girl gonna be a problem. But we saw that she did not flip on Tommy. She flipped on Vic, but she didn't flip on Tommy. And I feel like she didn't flip on Tommy was because Tommy let her go.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. I was thinking that exact same thing. Like, Tommy was the one that was like, nah, get you know what I'm saying? Yeah, get up out of there. And then I could be wrong, as usual, like I normally am. Xavier and DeMarcus will correct me. I thought before he let her go, he offered her something.
He didn't offer anything.
Okay.
She was just coked out. She was all coked out. She was coked out, and basically, he let her and her boyfriend go, which I thought the boyfriend was the DJ, but apparently the boyfriend was Fat Tony.
Damn, I thought it was the DJ too. Okay.
Because she referred to the DJ by his name, Colin or Coley or whatever his name was, but she said me and my boyfriend. So that's why I always felt that the Fat Tony was her boyfriend and Colin was just the dude that, she was partying and doing drugs with or whatever the case may be.
I said
You ain't never
D-Mac.
lied about that, Xavier. I have to turn the captions on too when Walter talking because I can't understand a damn thing he's saying.
I actually can, which is crazy. But yeah, this ain't giving nothing but, like you said, this ain't nothing but Tariq and Effie vibes.
Tariq and
Like,
Effie.
she damn near almost look like Effie.
Yeah, I hate the casting. It would have been better if Genesis would have been the dark skinned girl. I'm sorry. But yeah, they put her there. She's a plot device. So it makes you think of the parallel between Tariq and Effie. It just draws you to that just by the casting itself.
Yeah, she damn near looks exactly like Effie.
Yeah, and then you got the hating ass girlfriend, like, oh, you need to be talking with him, he's a loser or whatever. So we already know that um Genesis is gonna be D Max Effie.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
How predictable.
See, this is where I think, like I said, I think he's going to grow attached. I think
He already has. I think he already
he
has grown attached to the little boy.
But I got so many multiple things where it's like I think he gonna grow attached to him, and either matter of fact, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, the boy might end up finding out what Diamond does. It might end up because he's probably going to end up wanting to be like Diamond and probably going to want to get in the game.
Yep.
Diamond's not going to let him, and then something's going to happen to that little boy. And then his mom was going to blame Diamond.
Yep.
Bam! I just broke the what's going to happen this season, y'all. You heard it here first. If that happens, you heard it here first.
So Xavier feels like Leon is going to get caught in the crosshairs too, or either Leon going to end up being out here on these streets. Either something going to happen to the mom and Leon's going to hold Diamond responsible, or either something's going to happen to Leon and the mom's going to hold Diamond. Something like that along the way. It could be a Lakeisha and Tommy and Cash situation, or it's going to be one of them situations where the mama going to end up losing her life, messing around with Diamond. It's something like that.
Yeah, it's something going to happen. See, Claudia. All the people. Well, remember, what did I say? Episode 2 or something, I think. After the Dahlia joint, I think I said she was gonna go try to connect with the Serbs, everybody. Yep.
So she's not even there for she there for like Oxy and Adderall. She there for them pills. And she made a good point though. I mean, she ain't wrong in what she's saying, because she told him, like, listen, you ain't got no way to move this stuff anyway. Because CBI doing so well, you got treason out here. Y'all don't got the prison network no more. So, like, what choice do you have but to work with us? Work with me. And she made sure to let him know that, listen, this ain't my father's deal. This is my deal. So you ain't got no choice. I mean, she ain't got no product anyway ever since that Dahlia stuff got stepped on and put out there on the internet. Like, she ain't got no choice.
I also think at the same time, this is what's going to start the whole war, because Markovich is going to think now that Diamond and Jenard is playing him along, and they still CBI. It's a whole ruse and everything. So,
or at the very least, that Jenard is playing them.
Yeah, it's also going to
mess him up to go check it out. Yep.
It's also going to mess him up in the jails, because at the same time, I don't even think that he even knew that Rojas and them wasn't buying from him no more, which is why he said go check it out.
Oh, that's right, because Rojas was getting his work from them. That's right. Mm-hmm.
He was getting the work from the Serbs. I just want to know how the hell she know all this. Like, how you figure all this out, especially from. It's so many. There's so many questions that need to be answered. But
yeah, but it just kind of goes back to that comparison to Rock. Claudia's working every angle. She's working her brother over. She's working her father over. She's working the Serbs over. She's playing everyone against each other to be the last one standing.
You know what, Xavier? That's a good. But Xavier, that wouldn't make sense from Jenard, because for one, how would Jenard know about them moving in the jails? And then two, why would he tell her? Because then, like I said, she has said that Jenard and whatchamacallit was playing him. So I don't even think Jenard's so high he don't know what's going on. So Yeah, I don't think it was Jenard. He too far gone.
Speaking of being far gone, you got Jenard over here that really need to pick this money up from Shanti, but he try to act like he don't need the money right now. I'll get it from you later, but really that's what he there for. Like, yo, you got that money for me, whatever. And of course, she tried to put him on to what she hearing out in the streets with that old ass MacBook that she got. But she's like, well, my guys out here in the street, and he's like, what they say? And she saw how on 10 he was. She was like, man. And then, he ended up telling her about little Kate, and she get pissed off or whatever. And then, I told you not to do that. And then Jenard, he kind of get hyped with her a little bit and like, yo, that's one thing you ain't gonna do. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. So, but she tried to be his rider, but at the same time, she also trying to tell him. She kind of reminds me of Tasha in that sense, where she's trying to tell him not to make stupid moves, but he out here making stupid moves or whatever, and she's trying to let him know what's up. Then he get the text from Miguel telling him time's up, so he just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
What also in that thing was how she realized he on something.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, either she know the signs, or she could smell it, or
she's seen the change in him. She's seen the change in him just like everybody else is. His crew noticing the changes in him. Everybody's seeing him just how on 10 he is. Like, yo, you all right, bro? Like, what's going on? Like, and that's why she asked him, like, yo, is something up? What's up with you?
Like, she just came out like, yo, you using, like, and maybe, yeah, bro, on smack now. He can howl.
But what is it that we're seeing with Shanti? What is the evolution of this character ultimately? What do you think they're going with this storyline between the two of them?
I almost feel like
she's gonna turn on him. What's up with this?
I kind of feel like he gonna have one of them coke rages, and he gonna end up. She gonna say something wrong because he almost snapped on her when
right here. Yeah, he almost snapped on her.
And I think she peeped it and was like, "Okay, nah, you right, you good. Like, I'm sorry, I'm wrong." Like, she peeped it. I think it's gonna end up with. He might end up unaliving her, just like being on one of them rages. She's smarter than that's true. I think, but at the same, or she might end up telling Diamond like, "Yo, you need to get your brother because like he out here on smack."
So both of these theories I can see. Niora and Xavier, I can see both of these theories because part of me feel like she gonna end up putting them back together. Or at the same time, I also kind of feel like she's gonna get tired of Jenard and going about her business.
Yeah,
because he on that smack.
Yeah, because he on that smack hard.
DeMarcus said he hope Jenard turn on Shanti.
Well, damn. Okay, she been loyal, like damn.
Yeah, she been loyal. She been paying his debt.
Loyal as hell, like since the jump. I already knew this scene. Once I saw the scene, I said, "Yeah, it's about."
Yeah, I already knew this was going. I already knew the door was getting ready to drop a dime.
I knew it was going to go bad. I knew it was going to go bad. I just knew. I was just like, damn, dog. Like, you can keep your mouth shut. Like,
but he did that. He did that to fuck with Walter, though. He did that to fuck with Walter. He didn't have to say anything because he had already got paid from Paulie. Plus, Walter was there paying the debt, so he just did that just to fuck with him.
I was thinking that too to cause tension in the crew.
Yep,
because
dissension in the crew. Yep.
See, which goes back to my theory that he's trying to get Paulie probably either out from up under him, so Paulie could either come work with him, or so that Paulie can take over. Like
that part.
I know he's not Irish. Yeah, but
he's still a man.
He's still that. It just makes that much sense because it's like, why would you tell him, especially when he told Paulie, "I have so much respect for you." Like that just.
And it seems almost like he wants to work with Paulie versus Walter anyway.
Yeah, it's like he'd rather work with Paulie because he's like Paulie is calculated, he thinks, etc. So it's like. Yeah, that's what.
DeMarcus says Shanti reminds him of Effie. I think I think that she reminds me more of Tasha for some reason. Genesis is my Effie comparison. Shanti, I don't know how I feel about this character because they haven't really done much with her, and she just seems to be a plot device for Jenard. But I think there's more they can do with the character. It's just going to be interesting to see what direction they take her character. Okay, so Support Gaming says she's not Effie, but might flip on Jenard. Yeah, we already said that we think that she might end up getting tired of him and his mess. All right, so Jenard goes to meet with Miguel. Miguel once again punks him out real bad in front of his crew or whatever. Yeah. And Miguel made a mistake. He made a mistake because once again, he has now shown what his weakness is with that insulin and the sister. So whereas I thought that Tommy and them was going to use that to take out Miguel, it may be Jenard that ends up using that to take out Miguel because they always yoking him up and threatening him with a weapon and whatever. And he pretty much told her, Maria, get the hell up out of here. You just blew my spot. So right there, that's Jenard's way out. If he really want to take out Miguel, that's either he going to take out Maria or they going to put some fentanyl or something in that insulin.
I looked at it two ways. I looked at it as
all right, what you
like
saw?
You said, like how you said, he saw that, and he gonna be like, okay,
get my game.
Or he saw who she was, and he's gonna end up. I think it was DeMarcus or Xavier, whatever, that said it earlier in the chat that since he saw her, he's gonna be the one that say, hey, he's gonna see her with Tommy and go back and tell Miguel like, yo, your sister is messing around with Tommy, etc. Because remember, he tried to team up with Miguel to take out the Serbs, and so now that's gonna give him the advantage. And I think I said this in the first episode review that we did, that's what Jenard was going to try to do, was going to try to find a way to team up with Miguel to take out Jenard. Jenard was going to find a way to take out Tommy and CBI all together so they could just work with just him. Jenard knows that Miguel is a diabetic. I will have to ask DeMarcus how, because, like I said, I'm sure y'all will tell me. I don't remember him knowing at all that he was a diabetic.
They showed it in this scene. Because when Maria came in, it was time for him to get his insulin dose, and that's when he was like basically telling her to get the hell lost. And then she threw the insulin and the needle down on the bar. So that's how he peeked that.
Oh yeah, I know now. I thought DeMarcus meant before this scene, like before.
No, not before this scene. He learned that in this scene. That's why what's the name went ahead and let him go. Get the hell on up out of here because you don't saw too much.
Okay, I was thinking of Marcus. My bad. I was thinking you was met before this because I was like, I don't remember any of that they was showing that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they even showed anybody around when he was getting the shot. So okay, so
that's a good point, DeMarcus. I could see Jenard end up taking out Merkovich, and with Claudia's help, she using him for the setup. Yeah, he learned in this scene.
Man, so far gone. I don't know. So
yeah, but he got to get off that shit. Before he start making moves like that, he got to get off that shit because right now he ain't stupid. He ain't stupid.
That man need to go
he's dumb, but he's not stupid.
To the Betty Ford clinic ASAP.
Yes.
He gotta go to rehab immediately. Yeah, once you on smack, it's a wrap. Like,
well, interesting you should say that, Lobos, about Lobos Support Gaming. It could be Miguel could be a descendant of Lobos.
Could be because
we get a Lobos tie-in in every show except for Raising Canaan because we got it in book 2. Remember Monet old dude.
I know you're talking. I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Here was Dante was his real name, but Mecca. Remember, Mecca was informing on Lobos. So maybe in this version of the Power Universe, Miguel and his crew is a descendant of Lobos. So that would be interesting.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Diamond pull up on Seamus, and Seamus is now asking for yet another $50,000. Like, bro, you just got $50K from me, and now you want another 50. So, smooth $100K in a day. Shit.
I just still don't understand. Like, how are y'all meeting each other out in broad daylight with like no type of like? First off, it's the same way with Tommy's blue Mustang. Diamond drives, everybody knows Diamond drives around his big ass black Escalade. So it's like you see that and y'all just out on the street meeting on some side street like it's undercover, and it's not with
and you started Tommy peep that.
A whole complex across from it. But here's what I was trying to figure out. And I was like, I'm gonna ask this question. So what I was trying to figure out was Tommy following him, or
that's what it seems like.
Because but Tommy had a bag in his hand, so it was just like, yo, was he walking to meet Diamond and just happened to see that? Because Tommy had a bag in his hand when he was walking down the street.
Yeah, he did.
So
maybe
that's
he was going to drop some work off. Maybe either he was going to drop some money off or he was going to drop some work off. This is the way I took that.
And then this scene was hilarious to me. I was like, y'all put Tommy in a damn hat and a Mets hat on top of that. I was like, I don't even think I've ever seen Tommy even wear a hat.
I was going to say the same thing. I saw
that, I was like, yo, I've been watching Power since day one. I don't think I've ever seen this man besides a pullover, face mask, a Scully over his face. I don't think I've ever seen this man wear a hat. And y'all got him in a hat. And
I think after they unalive Alicia Jimenez, I think that organization went down.
Yeah.
I think they went down.
Yeah. Yep. Matter of fact, Alex Minaj on point. Yeah, they arrested Alicia.
Yeah. And then you remember Jason, the Serbian dude, unalived her when they broke her out of jail. But yeah, I was thinking that too, though, Xavier, about the bag being part of his disguise along with the hat. It was a poor disguise. Next, I thought he was going to have a pair of black Ray-Bans or something on.
But it couldn't have been, because that was the same bag he gave to him once he approached him.
Yeah.
That was exactly
so that's why I was saying maybe he was going to drop off some work.
Warshawski was extorting money from Seamus Bennigan in season 1.
Yeah, but wasn't Seamus working for the Flynn's?
I was about to say Seamus was working for the Flynn's.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah. Because Vic was the one who was. Yeah, he was working for the Flynn's. That's right.
Because Vic was the one who was paying him.
Yep, Vic was the one that was working for the Flynn's. So here is where I don't remember the girl's name, but her and Fat Tony, where they got her in the interrogation room, and immediately she dimes out Vic, but she doesn't dime out Tommy. Here is where
USA tried to get her to dime out Tommy. She pointed at him. She was like, "What about this one right here?" Like,
I think that's going to come back to. That's what's going to cause either tension between him and his wife.
Yep.
Or somehow, some way, it's going to mess up their case.
It's going to mess up the case because we already see right now she'll do anything to win the case. So she dirty.
Yeah. So I think that's going to come back. And I think either the girl will probably end up coming saying like, yeah, she tried to coerce me into saying, because remember, the girl didn't even want to say Vic was the one that shot him, because she wasn't, because remember, she wasn't even in the room. She was gone. But she wanted that deal. So she changed her mind and was like, yeah. Excuse me.
She pulled a Dre. She lied to tell them what they wanted to hear. And then the AUSA tried to get her to lie some more. So yeah, I feel like that's going to be that's the beginning to the downfall of their case.
Mm-hmm. And he was trying to stop her, like, chill, like, you gonna mess up the whole case. Yeah, I once I peeped that, I was like, okay, it almost gave me uh, from Power. I'm trying to think of the it
Greg,
almost gave me, what's his name?
Greg,
Nah, not Greg. Well, Greg and
Angela,
nah, he just got unalived in
Sachs.
Sachs. That's what it gave me. Like, that's the vibe it gave me. Like, at that point, like, yo, she's trying to do any and everything to get this case, and he's like, yo, you gotta chill. Like, we gotta do this by the book. And I think that that's what's gonna mess up their case. Like,
she just messed up their case right here. We just saw that.
So
Tommy come in hot again, pulling up on Diamond. He gonna get enough of pulling up on Diamond like this. Like, I wait for them two to have a little tussle. It's time for them to have a little tussle because Tommy act like he running shit.
if they have a tussle and Tommy beat Diamond ass, I'm done. I'm
done. I said the same thing. I'm done. Yo, Diamond will whoop Tommy ass in a hand-to-hand combat.
Because there's no way. And I understood Tommy's approach on this. I understood his approach.
Yeah, because you in these streets, you ain't got no friends in these streets, so I get it. I got it. It looks suspicious.
Yeah, but like DeMarcus said earlier, they made Diamond look so damn soft in this scene. Like, matter of fact, this was one of the scenes that I hated the actor because he just said, "My fault." The dude, I've been paying him. And I was like, "Yo, like, why you sounded like you real slow?" And like all this other stuff, and it was just like, dude, like, y'all got Diamond was this big kingpin, big dude, big swole boxer. He the one who put Rojas in the wheelchair, and y'all got him afraid of Tommy. And like I said, they keep making it look like Tommy's the boss when they're supposed to be 50-50 partners.
Yeah. So where we're starting to see the Ghost and Tommy comparison is that this is what's going to end up breaking them up right here. This is what's going to end up breaking them up because Diamond wants to move a little bit methodically, and Tommy's a hot boy. Tommy out here want to shoot shit up and, coming in hot, too hot. And like eventually Diamond and Tommy are going to end up parting ways, and Diamond and Jenard are going to end up getting back together and working together because Tommy doing too much.
Yeah. I agree with that sport game, and they got him scared, bro. And it's like, it's crazy because when first season, when he came out, Diamond was thinking smart, but he wasn't no punk.
He was still that dude.
He was still that dude. But I think this goes back to like how you were saying earlier, Retro. He's moving this way, or maybe they got his character moving this way and seeming like a punk because his new PO, he don't know how to
eliminate this problem.
Yeah, he trying to move smart so that like he don't get tied up with anything. So like, I think that I would hope that's exactly.
And he's gonna have to eventually figure out what to do about Tommy because Tommy is such a fucking wild card. So he trying to get Tommy like, yo, chill, bro. We got this, but you too hot right now. And then he even tried to put Tommy on, like, yo, the fans got a case on us right now. They watching us. Like, we need to simmer down a little bit. We got too much heat on us right now. Tommy like, man, fuck that. Police is always going to be watching or whatever. Like, nah, bro, you don't understand. They're closer to you than they think. Partly because they know about you. You're the reason why they got the heat on them right now.
Yep.
Bro, it's the reason why.
And now Tommy got the whole, we're going to use the burner phones and everything.
Oh, going back to your question and our question last week, so we found out who the mysterious unknown text was.
That's right.
The diamond. It was Seamus.
Yep. It was Seamus.
It was Seamus.
We kept trying to figure it out.
Yep.
See, and then Tommy gets.
I just still feel like she playing him. She playing him, yo. I don't think she all of a sudden don't just flip to this. She's interested in Tommy. I think she's playing him for information.
I won't be surprised if she's an informant.
Now, she ain't no informant. She's an informant for her brother. I think her brother don't peep the game too and probably using her as a way to get close to Tommy. But what's going to end up happening is we're going to find out that Miguel's using Maria to try to get close to Tommy. She going to end up catching feelings for Tommy. She ain't going to go against her brother for Tommy. We already know what's going to happen. She going to end up unalive too.
I forgot.
Gray Skull.
Gotcha.
Gray Skull pulled up on Jenard like, yo, you heard about little K? Like, what's up? Like, you know, you ain't concerned about the fact that one of ours is gone, and like, you know, he was getting ready to, you know, go off or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I really appreciated this scene though, but I still thought the ending was kind of whack because Jenard beat his ass. I ain't gonna even lie, Jenard whooped the shit out of his ass. Or whatever the case may be. He just woke up, man, fuck you, I ain't working with you no more. I mean, like, that's not how that scene should have ended.
I didn't like this whole scene.
I did not like this scene. I
was just like, and this is how I could tell somewhat in some way, like 55th wasn't a part of probably like a lot of the shooting and whatnot and directing the scenes, because it should have been like with Jenard in this scene, it made it clear as day Jenard was guilty, where he easily could have played that off so much. And I get it, he hides a kite, whatever, but he could have easily played it off so much smoother. Like, yo, I don't even care about bro right now. He could have, matter of fact, he could have used the whatchamacallit to his advantage that the cop had came to see him. He could have used that to be like, yeah, like he's probably in hide right now. Like, yeah, this cop came and see him and spoke with him or whatever. Or, and then on top of that, when he told him like, yo, I unalived him, he could have been like, yeah, because he was a snitch. He spoke to the cops. Like, he spoke to the cops more than once and could have said, if you don't believe me, go ask his grandmother about the two
because he did catch him with the cop. Yep.
Yeah, the two whatchamacallits where he was with the cop. Like, it was that easy, but he didn't do that, and then it went on this tangent, and like I was just like, yo, like really, like then they jump him and they get beat up, and then it was just like his man almost wanted to be like, nah, don't let him do nothing, let him get beat up, and then of course the man start firing off in the air, whatever, and like you said, that whole scene, I ain't with you no more. It was just like, yeah, that's one of the reasons why, like I said, this scene, I just ain't that just the acting was horrible. It was just like, come on, y'all could have did this. Y'all could have did this scene way better. This was like a fake.
D-Mac and Genesis about going to the movie. That scene was horrible acting too. That scene was corny as hell too.
Yep.
Walter drunk ass pull up on Paulie and he is pissed. He pissed and he pretty much told Paulie that, listen, I told you, you follow my orders. If it wasn't for your my wife's sister, if it wasn't for her, you would be nothing, and all this right there. That told me right there, bad move, Walter. I mean, I get why you pulled up on him like that because he disobeyed your orders, but the way you sunned him there in front of his wife, bad move. So that just further led me to feel like, okay, when Walter gets unalive, Paulie gonna step in and take over.
Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like it's too early for Walter to be unalive. I think they're gonna take their shot.
And they're gonna miss, and Walter gonna go into hiding, and is what's gonna end up happening. Walter gonna go into hiding. They're gonna think that he's unalive, but he's not. But what I have an issue with, and it's going back to what Jeremiah said earlier in the episode about they're changing the direction of the storyline for season 1 and 2, because while Walter got sick all of a sudden, he was so sick and throwing up and passing out and bleeding out and everything. Now all of a sudden you don't see him going to no doctor's appointments. You don't see him talking nothing about the sickness. I think Claudia mentioned it, but it was just casually mentioned it. I think they're gonna take their shot. We know that Vic gonna foul. He gonna fuck it up.
I've been saying this.
They're gonna think that Walter is dead, and he's not, and he's gonna come back at the end of the season or something. And they're gonna find out he's still alive. They all going to have a power struggle. Is it going to be Paulie going to try to take over the organization? Claudia going to try to take over the organization, or whatever. But they're going to do a caning. They're going to do a caning with Walter. Yeah. They're going to think that he's unalive, and he's not.
Or I felt like they was going to take this shot. They was going to miss. And then it was going to put him more on edge. So he was either going to think it was Paulie or Tommy. Probably Paulie. And I didn't understand, especially from that 15-second trailer, which was, I didn't understand why that trailer was so short.
So short. Yeah, why was the trailer so short this week?
The trailer was short.
That means it must be a good episode next week.
You ain't give us no clues, but from that little small... I don't know. I guess maybe from the little small clip where I think Claudia hugged Vic and was crying, I'm thinking maybe like
they're gonna think that he unalive. Yep.
Yeah. Or I figured like they took the shot, they missed, and he thought it was Paulie, and they unalived Paulie because they was, you know what I'm saying? He thought it was him, so they were so unsuccessful.
Do I think that Walter has it in him to take out his children? Yes.
Yep.
Especially Claudia. Maybe not with Vic. Vic seems to be his soft spot. Vic seems to be a soft spot for him, but Claudia, I think, in a minute, yeah.
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 Yeah, I agree 100% on that one.
Yeah. I don't even know what this dummy doing right here. What was this dummy doing?
I was trying to look. I'm looking like, what scene was this? Oh, okay. I remember. This was the scene where he goes. This is the scene where he goes speak to Claudia, and that's when Claudia brings up the whole thing. Like, yo, we gotta take.
Oh yeah, they're gonna take him out. Yeah.
Yeah. I was sitting here trying to figure it out myself. I was sitting here looking like, what's scene? Yeah, this is one where.
And once again, she played him like checkers. Once again, she played him like checkers. She's setting him up to be the fall guy.
DeMarcus says Walter Flynn at stage. I thought it was further than stage 1.
Yeah. Because remember, at one point they said something about if he, it was too late for him to take chemo or something. I thought.
Yeah,
I could have sworn they said that.
Yeah, I could have swore it was way past stage 1.
I agree with that, DeMarcus. I think that Claudia is gonna take out Doyle. She could, but right now she using him for information.
I would hope she wouldn't because.
I mean, she's using him for information right now. You know, she go over there and fuck on him and get what she need up out of him. But I think he gonna get hip to that.
I think that would start a whole
bigger war.
A bigger war.
Dublin. Yeah.
This was another scene. It was just like I didn't understand why we had this.
Recast both of these people. Please recast both of them.
I mean, I get it. You wanted to give the little, the
recast both of them.
The sentimental, father and son, etc., whatever. But it was just
especially JP. Please recast him.
I was like, yo, this scene could have been easily like y'all could have cut this scene all together because it was just like I thought in this scene JP was gonna end up finding the gun.
Yeah.
Book bag. That's what I thought.
And that would have been better use for the scene because they're trying to give us these little moments where they're bonding. They're trying to give us these little moments where they're bonding, but really they should have made this scene as him finding the weapon or finding out that the weapon was missed. And I don't know what they're trying to do with this because I need them to get JP's bar up and going because that's where they're at. But we really thought this bar was going to be either a plot device for JP to wash Tommy's money, or it was going to be a plot device for D-Mac to be selling work up out of that bar. And it still could probably happen because we're only into the 4th episode. But I was looking for more use of this bar other than for it to be a place for them to, hang out. And this whole thing with the music thing, I didn't understand what the parallel they were trying to make with this. Other than them trying to look for a loose opportunity to have them bond.
Yeah, just a nice one. I mean, like I said, when I saw it, I was like, y'all could have.
They need to recast him. They need to do something else with his character. They need to do something else with his character. Like he needs to be in a more of a support role for Tommy. Kind of like what we saw with Tasha, kind of like what we saw with Holly, kind of what we saw with like Julio. He needs to fit into that role in Tommy's life or whatever. But they're seeming to use him as balance for Tommy. Him and the whole family dynamic is the balance for Tommy. But it's just the storyline is just so far fetched as it already is with him having this biracial brother. The storyline is so far fetched as it is that it just doesn't feel believable. It just does not feel believable. It's too forced. It's too forced. They need to do something else with this character that makes it feel more like the Tommy and Ghost connection. I'm not saying that he needs to replace Ghost per se, but they need to give us something where he's the brains of the operation and Tommy's the muscle, and let him, kind of lead Tommy to a different way of moving his work or washing his money or something. But recast him. I just do not like the character.
I forgot her name, but
he is all over the place.
Here we got Diamond's lawyer, where she basically tells them they got a whole task force on y'all. Like they coming, they looking at y'all. She had to pull some favors to get what little bit of information she got. So like you need to move a little bit more strategically and everything else. You need to get more of an inside man. It was funny because when I first saw her in this scene, she kind of reminded me of the cop from BMF. And for those who watch BMF, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't remember the detective's name, but that's what she reminded me of. So it was then Diamond just came up with at first he looked shook. He looked super shook, like, damn, okay, we got the whole task force on us. And then that's when he ends up, Seamus, whatever his name is, sends him the text, need my money tonight, meet you in an hour. And then that's when he comes up with this methodical plan that, like, after Tommy says, you need to schedule a meet, he decides we're like, oh yeah, this will be the meet. And she gave him the idea that, like, yo, this will be our inside man of who we can get the information from of what's going on with us.
Yep.
Xavier, a biracial brother who knew the grandmother but never met Tommy. I'll never get.
This didn't. No. She met Tommy, but she just didn't. She didn't have a relationship with Tommy because remember Tommy said he hadn't been to Chicago since he was like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And again, this whole storyline should have been in the West Coast like we originally thought it was going to be. Because how many times did we see throughout Power Tommy went to Chicago to meet with the Serbs and never once mentioned about having birth family that lived here. My grandmother's from Chicago. Let me ride by and see her. Or whatever. That part just made it just so this whole story, this is what makes this whole storyline just don't fit into the continuity of what we know of Power. How many times did we see Tommy go to Chicago and never once stumble across this? Never once mentioned the fact that my grandmother is in internment. Or no, she wasn't even interned there because she was still alive in Force. So she was in palliative care in the beginning of Force. So that's when he went to go see her at the nursing home. And then she unalived. Then she passed away. But it's like, how many times did he go to Chicago and never wants to go to try to see his ailing grandmother? The storyline just does not fit in the continuity at all. And this storyline just does not make sense with this biracial half brother that's gay. Not the sexuality part doesn't have anything to do with it, but they're tagging on so many different things. He's gay. He's got a displaced son. He's got a strange relationship with Kay. It's just like it's too much. It's too much to follow for one character.
And DeMarcus, I swore she was already his lawyer. Was she not Diamond lawyer already?
Yeah, because remember he called for her to do something else in an earlier episode.
Yeah. I thought I thought that. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, remember he called for her to go see Roja. He called for her to go see Roja about the deal.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought she always been his lawyer. Yeah,
she was his lawyer.
Again, here we go. Pops up at the crib with some tacos or whatever. This was the scene where I was like, yeah, I thought
getting played.
She's playing him.
Yep.
She's playing him. And then especially after.
And then you made another mistake in this scene too, Tommy. You let this chick know where you live. Big mistake.
Well, no, remember she said she got his address, right? Earlier. Yeah. So he didn't let her know. She already knew she got the address. Which is crazy because now that I think about it, it's like, yo, if you're supposed to be laying low, how would she get the address to know exactly where you live?
Correct.
Like, only certain people should know that. So how would she get that address to let you know, that lets her know exactly where you live at? So that was crazy. The way she pulled up and then like she pulling that, I was just like, okay. But it was crazy because after he got the text, I thought then that's what we was gonna see. Like she was gonna stay, she was gonna start going through stuff, but she didn't. She was like, "You go ahead," and then he saw his nose so wide open. He like, "You can stay as long as you want."
Yep. And then all of a sudden now they're making out and they're a couple. Yeah. Like where is this coming from? Just an episode ago, she was ducking and dodging his text.
That's what I didn't understand. I was just like, yo.
I'm like, where is this coming from? So part of it could be it's part of the setup. And then another part of it is it's hard to tell because it could be the pacing that they're on with the show because all of a sudden now they're an item.
That's what I said. That's why I was so confused with this whole scene. It was just like you just pop up, come over. He got some tacos and all this other stuff, and now all of a sudden you're open to him when you kept turning him down.
Yep.
So much in like them first 2 episodes. So like now we just get to this, so famous Seamus, whatever his name is, comes to the spot to come pick up the money. And that's where Tommy is there. And of course we have the whole showdown. Try to make him a deal or whatnot so that like they could be he could be the inside man to their whole operation and can give them.
But I don't think that would have worked. I don't think that would have worked because he would still been wanting even more money.
That's true.
He would still been shaking him down for even more money. So I don't necessarily think that was a good idea to begin with. So D-Mac didn't do anything wrong. He actually took care of a problem that they were unwilling to take care of themselves.
I mean,
but it didn't make sense. Again, it didn't. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Let me put myself on mute.
Go ahead, bro. I mean, I was like, he did, but at the same time, he created a bigger problem. It's like he created a bigger problem now. Cause
how do you feel that?
Because he unalived the cop, so it's like now they got to figure out. At some point, somebody's gonna realize, yo, this cop is gone. So, and then also, I'm pretty sure he probably drove his car, which of course was an undercover car, but it was still a police car. Sure has GPS on it. I'm sure it's probably going to show that he visited the barbershop. Although Diamond can play it off like, yeah, he was just coming to get a haircut, etc., whatever. But the night he goes MIA was the last place. Like, I don't know. I don't know, but what I can say was I wasn't expecting My question is, what the hell was D-Mac doing there in the first place?
That's my point. Because he was supposed to be on a date with Genesis. He was supposed to be on a date with Genesis. They were supposed to be at the movies. We never saw him even following Tommy. Where did he come from?
Where did he come from? I was trying to figure out, like, why.
Marcus, we're on the same point. We're on the same point. Please make that make sense to me.
It made no sense.
I'm confused.
It made no sense at all, because I was like, yo, like when because like I said, I figured that Tommy was going to be the one that was going to unalive him.
That's a good point, Xavier. That's a good point. Maybe he was coming there to do a Tariq. Maybe he was coming there to pull Tariq. He was coming there to steal work. That's a good point, Xavier.
Oh, damn. You know what?
No, that's a good point, too.
That's
a good point, too. Y'all on point. Because I was having a fit with this whole scene. Either he was there to steal some work or he was coming to get the lineup to go on the date.
I think he was coming to get the lineup. I just happened to hear them downstairs.
Good point.
Exactly what it was.
I checked the bomb, yo. I checked the bomb. That's good writing right there. That's good. That was good.
That makes so much sense.
That makes so much more sense now. Because we were like, bro, how did he even show up there? Like,
that's right. Genesis told him get a lineup first and a retwist on his dreads. She told him that. So I don't even think he was there to get work to try to steal a sale. Yeah, it makes so much sense. That's what he was going there.
Noel, you on point with that. That's it.
He was
That's
going there to get a
right
lineup.
He was there to get that nappy head
going on.
He was there to get the nappy dreads retwisted in a lineup. Yep, because that's what she told him. She said, I don't go out with no bummy dude.
And he just happened to come down the steps and see and takes him out.
That's a good point too, DeMarcus. I was thinking about that too. I was like, oh shit, what if the parole officer shows up too? They're going to unalive him too. I understand why they're freaking out, because it's a body there at the shop and the parole officer shows up there at the shop all the time. So that was the wrong place, the wrong time to drop a body. But I mean, Tommy, you just dropped the body in the public bathroom at the park. Like, what are you freaking out about?
Yeah. But correct me if I'm wrong. That's not the first body they dropped at the barbershop in the basement. Didn't they in season 1? Didn't they drop a body in that same? Wasn't it Jenard or somebody? Or somebody got? I
think they did unalive somebody. They did unalive somebody at that barbershop.
In that barbershop in the basement. I think it was just more so because
of who he was.
Yeah, he was a cop, and now they're trying to figure out, like, and then like I said, it's D-Mac, and he told D-Mac, keep your behind out the streets. And damn, oh man, Noah's on point. I've been racking my brain. And my sister was talking about that, like, yo, why was he even there in the first place? And she came through with the good theory. He was coming there to get the lineup. I never even put 2 and 2 together at all. I would have never even put neither one of those together. That's why he was there in the first place to come, whatchamacallit. Yeah, I would say the same thing. In this episode, Diamond acting is trash. It was trash. I was irritated he got dropped in the shop. Glad he's gone. Yeah, I figured he was going to get gone regardless at some point.
Especially in this episode, because he was so thirsty. He was even more thirstier than he normally is.
Yeah.
So I just felt like, okay, yeah, they're setting us up for his goodbye episode. And I didn't know that was going to be today's episode. But either way, I'm glad he's gone.
I definitely didn't.
Because he was worrisome.
Someone who probably never seen the show would say D-Mac killed an innocent cop. Well, that's true. But I just didn't expect. So now I'm trying to figure out, like, now that's probably going to make D-Mac want to get even more, because he's like, yo, I just saved your life, Uncle Tommy. So, like, I wonder how they're going to work this now. I wonder if he even going to say anything to JP or what D-Mac did. What up, Shane? What's going on, bro?
What's up, Shane?
I wonder if that's what we're gonna get.
What you say, bro?
I wonder if he's even gonna tell JP.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is, but this right here is probably what D-Mac is going to use as leverage over time and to get back in the game.
Yeah, that's the same thing I'm saying. I think that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to use that.
Yep. He's going to use that as his opportunity to get back out here and get that work.
I thought the girl wanted his locks gone.
No, she told him to go get a fade and a line up
and retwist.
He definitely need to get a retwist. He needed to retwist. It looked like a darn palm tree sitting on top of his head.
Go get a retwist. Damn, yo. I'm still.
Y'all was on point with that.
Y'all was on point because I kept trying to figure that out. I was like, bro, why was dude even there? He was supposed to be on a date at the movies and he just happened to pop up and like.
We talked about that, Shane.
We talked about that. Hey,
I don't know. I don't think they should go down that road because we already know what's gonna happen. Somebody gonna be collateral damage. It's either gonna be the mom or the son. Like we said, it's gonna be one of the two.
It's gonna be one of the two. It's definitely gonna be one of the two. I'm not sure who it's gonna be. I got a feeling it's more so gonna be son, only because like we just seeing the mom. Rather as
we got more where we've seen Leon and we see the bond that they're trying to establish with him. So I think it's gonna be something that's gonna happen to the little boy. The mom, she's just not getting introduced to the scenario. So yeah, there's more character development with her. Yeah.
It's a whole lot more, but man, who knows this season, man? I know one thing. Episode 5 is trash. I'm going to be pissed because y'all gave us 15 seconds of a trailer. So if y'all giving us 15 seconds of a trailer, then that to me told me that the episode next week is going to be lit. Like it's got to be lit. It's got to be like action packed something. Yeah, because the pacing is a lot slower than I expected it to be. It kind of started off a little action packed. But it's moving a lot slower. And then I feel like this task force is going to get close like they always do. But of course, they ain't going to catch Tommy. What they need to do with this task force is, like we said, bring in the New York crew. Nothing once Chicago sends word back to New York with proof that Tommy is still alive. We're going to get to New York. And then I think things are going to turn up a little bit then. When they close in on Tommy. I got a feeling we probably ain't gonna get them to like episode 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Near the end. We probably gonna get Blanca or
But this is an interesting point. I was talking to someone a couple of days ago about this. We still always gonna ever have this theory that Ghost is gonna return to save Tommy. But I do kind of have to ask myself this question: who is going to end up saving Tommy? Because we know that Tommy is going to get in a jam and it's going to get to a point where, because he's making too many enemies in Chicago. He's splashing too much waves in Chicago. Eventually, he's going to get into that situation where his back is going to be up against the wall. Who is going to be the one that come in and save Tommy? That would be a great way for them to bring Ghost back. But at this point, he's kind of turning everyone against him, so to speak, because eventually him and Diamond are going to butt heads and they're going to part ways and go their own ways. Thomas is like a free agent. Nah, his mom up out of here.
I thought I would, it's crazy because I was thinking just like Shane. I was like, you know what? It might be his mom. I was thinking that might be the way she get unalived. It's because she ends up coming try to save him, and she ends up getting unalived herself trying to save him, and then that's how the whole.
That's a good theory, Shane. Tasha might pull up. It might be Tasha.
Oh, that would be, because then that's how we'll get our crossover.
Yeah.
That's how we'll get our crossover. Or it'll be maybe that's what they'll do with JP character.
I don't know, DeMarcus. I'm kind of leaning more towards the Effie Tariq connection with Genesis. I think Genesis is gonna end up, especially because they already said that she don't like no broke dudes. So she don't like fucking with no broke dudes. So when she find out he out here getting work and making money, 2-bit. That's a good point, Shane. 2-bit. Let's put a pin in that one. 2-bit. All right. So we got 2-bit as an option. That's the best option, actually. 2-bit.
That is the actual man.
That's the best option.
Be the one that's going to kick off in season 3,
and he's going to get brought in the latter part of season 2. And it's going to be the 2-bit and Tommy show. That's going to make sense for when Diamond and Tommy, they're going to probably part on amicable ways. Like, yo, you too hot for me. I can't mess with you or whatever. But 2-bit going to end up being Tommy's next right hand. He always pops up somehow. You ain't lying about that. Yep. That's a good one, Faye.
That would be perfect.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that would be perfect. That would be definitely perfect.
I liked your comment. The first one. Which one? Support gaming. You know how many comments we got?
Yeah, I was like,
you gotta be a little bit more specific. Which comment?
I know it ain't the D-Mac.
Your first comment was
the D-Mac storyline. Ghost will show up as Ghost in Power Book 2. Ghost to save Tariq from Noma, and Tariq will get out of the game. If that happens, that needs to happen when the show was coming to a close, DeMarcus.
Yeah.
I would not want
actually with Ghost coming back, it needs to be a spin-off. It needs to be him coming back at the end of this show and starting a new one.
Yeah. Yeah, Shane. Still there.
They want to continue the Power Universe.
It's still there, Shane.
Okay, so support gaming. This is your first comment right here. So you got to be a little bit more specific.
Yeah. That's
what I'm saying. Talking about this one right here. Shanti isn't like Effie, but I think she might flip on Jenard. What comment are you talking about? Shanti remind me of Jukebox from season 3, from book 3.
That's why I was like, if it's the D-Mac one, then yeah, that show ain't gonna last. Ain't nobody gonna watch no show on D-Mac.
Yeah, dude from Gary is still alive because I think they even mentioned him and
they did.
Last week's episode. I think it was last week's episode they talked about him.
Yeah, they mentioned him. They definitely mentioned him. Yeah, that's what yeah, okay. So he said the D-Mac one. Yeah, ain't nothing. Storyline goes. Yeah, no. Oh,
the storyline goes a ghost route. His pops gets killed, and Tommy takes him in like he took Ghost in when his pops died. Now that's a good. You know what? I actually can see that. I can actually see the groundwork that they're laying with that because that's how Ghost and Tommy met. Kate took Ghost in after Ghost's dad got unalive, which I still think Kane and them did it. Yeah. Which I think we're gonna find that out in Raising Kanan. But I think they are setting the tone up that JP could get unalive and Tommy, because they always talk about Tommy not having kids. They always talk about Tommy not having no family. So I think Tommy's going to end up becoming D-Mac's, surrogate father / uncle type deal because JP gonna end up catching the bullet trying to save Tommy or trying to save D-Mac or something. I can see that happening. That would be a nice little plot twist.
I think Angela nephew is definitely gonna pop up. I think we're gonna get that crossover at some point, but who knows when we're gonna get that crossover.
Right. If Ghost shows up, bye-bye Tariq and Tommy as a main character, right? Tommy, he is good for a supporting character, but like I said, Tommy needs someone else to help play off of. And right now I don't feel like Tommy has anyone to play off of. Now if Tasha was over here in Force, he would have someone to kind of vibe off of. But Tommy doesn't really, because him and Diamond's connection, it don't feel like it's a fit.
Yeah.
The whole JP and Tommy relationship, it don't feel like it's a fit. The D-Mac and Tommy connection could be a fit, but they need to do more with D-Mac's character. Tommy needs someone else that can help play off of. That's why him and Liliana was perfect. That's why the Liliana character was perfect, because he has someone that. So maybe we'll get that when 2-Bit comes. When 2-Bit comes, he'll have someone that he can play off of, that he can really trust, and that's going to ride with him, and that's going to be hot like him. 2-Bit is going to be kind of hot like him. He's going to be one out here making them street moves.
But who knows anyway, because the whole situation with Stars. So after we get Raising Kanan and Power Book 2 season 4, who knows after that? So
one thing I am glad about though is we are getting Raising Kanan right after this, so I'm glad we don't have to go on another 3-month wait for the next show. So that's what I'm excited for. You know, I'm here on time early for Raising Kanan.
I'm waiting for Raising Kanan.
Yeah, that's my joint.
I'm waiting for that. So I can't wait.
All right, fam. As usual, the best chat on YouTube. Y'all came through with some good comments tonight, and y'all came through with some good theories and ideas. So we're gonna see how this play out. Really don't got too much to talk about for next week's episode because they only gave us a 15-second trailer, so I'm not really too sure what's getting ready to pop off next week. But I hope that we get the pacing picked up a little bit more with next week's episode, and we're gonna see what we get.
Yeah, I'm hoping the same thing. They better.
Raising Kanan is just well written. Whoever the showrunner is over there, they did very good. You could tell that 50 has more of influence over there for that show as far as the executive producer role because it feels very organic. Yep. You know, none of the storylines seem forced over there in Raising Kanan, whereas we have storylines over here that are forced, and even in book 2 we have storylines that are forced. This right here seems to be a very organic, well-written, and I guess because it's a prelude, so to speak, so they kind of have to go a different direction with the writing over there. With Boris in book 2, we see similar story arcs that we've seen in OG Power. So it's not as interesting of a show as Raising Kanan is. Raising Kanan, we're kind of on the edge of our seats, because there's so many different things that we're looking to see in Raising Kanan that we're not necessarily excited about seeing in these other installments.
Yes, the acting is the best in Kanan as well.
The acting is the best.
Marv, Lulu.
And they got a better cast.
They
got a great cast.
Rock, all of them, yeah.
They cast that well.
They cast that.
The only thing that I think that would be better with the casting is whoever they cast as young Ghost, young Tommy, they got to bring it.
Yeah.
Those two particular characters, even if they did a young Angela, a young Tasha, not so much with those two, but whoever we get as young Ghost and young Tommy, they got to be like how young Kanan is. They got to bring it.
Yeah.
So whoever they cast those two with, they got to be on point.
I think they're gonna be on point with it. I think they're gonna be on point because they've been on point with it. So I definitely think they're gonna be.
For some reason, Mac Wild stands out to me. Mac Wild stands out to me as young Ghost. He would be perfect for young Ghost. He's young enough where he can still play that teenager role type speak. Especially if they cast young Ghost at like 15, 16, somewhere like that, I feel like Mac Wiles would be the perfect casting for young Ghost. I think he's a little too old to play a 15, 16-year-old, but I don't know why I want to see Mac Wiles in the Power Universe.
Breeze will be coming this one in season 3 of Kanan.
And you know we get Bunk in season 3 of Raising Kanan. Bunk's going to be.
Yep.
I hope they don't do him like a Cartier type role with him and Rock, but he's going to be in season 3, so I'm really excited to see him.
Like I said, I can't wait. That's all I'm waiting for. It's almost like I just want to fast forward past this and just get straight into it.
We got 6 more episodes, so it's coming. It's coming. Let's get on up out of here. Let's get on up out of here, yo. We try to get to December the 1st.
Wrap this up.
We try to get to December the 1st. Let's ride.
I'm trying to get the Raising Kanan.
Shane says Sack still got letters out there somewhere. Yeah, we gonna get one over here for us. He gonna send one to Tommy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised
if he does. I would not be surprised if he does.
I know, right?
I would not be surprised if he does. At all.
All right. Any more last minute theories? Any more last minute thoughts, guys?
Not that I can think of. Like I said, we ain't got nothing to go off on because, like I said, we only got 15 minutes. We got not 15 minute, 15 second.
Yeah, 15-second trailer. Yeah.
So it's like
they'll probably release another trailer throughout the week. You know, they'll give us a second trailer at some point during the week.
So hopefully they do.
And if I dug a little bit, I probably could find an extended one.
I dug and they haven't dropped nothing yet. So
really?
Every joint that I've seen, it's been 15 seconds. It's been that same little small clip. that everybody talking about the exclusive clip. What you call it? So
we'll get more insight when the media room updates and we get the pictures for episode 5. So that'll give us a little bit more insight. Maybe we'll post those out on the YouTube channel this week.
Yep, we definitely will, man. Like I said, I appreciate y'all theories because, like I said, y'all answered some questions for me that I wasn't even thinking about.
I don't know about that because I think they're gonna end up using. He gonna inadvertently use Maria as a way to take out Miguel, especially if Miguel gets suspicious of him about stealing that work. Tommy gonna get the drop on him before Miguel gets the drop on him. I mean, he's the main character, so we already know that that's what's gonna happen.
We know it off gate. Unless
all right, fam, we out here, and we will see y'all next week.
Appreciate y'all, man.
All right, y'all.